back to the channel for another video this week. If you're new here, my name is GeranikaMycia, but all my friends call me G. And if you're a returning subscriber, thanks for coming back this week and clicking on my face. And if you haven't already, girl, go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up, like, share, comment, subscribe. Do not forget to follow me over on Instagram for all of the fabulous updates, and come back each week for weekly uploads. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a chit chat. It was going to be a chit chat Q&A, but I felt like I had so many questions. A lot of the questions were kind of like the same, and I didn't want this video to be like an hour long. So I was like, okay, let's just break it down into two parts. So today we're going to do a chit chat, and the next video is going to be the Q&A. Now I'm going to be doing this chit chat around most of the questions that were asked. Now, when I told you guys to ask me questions, I did a poll on Instagram and I did one on YouTube here on my communities. The number one question was, are you going to move? Are you going to move? When are you going to move? Where are you going to move? What city are you going to move? So are you moving to New York? It was just like moving. And another question was, are you going to buy a house? It was like most of the questions were about why do I want to move? When am I going to move? What city am I going to move to? How are you mentally? Are you dating? It was just kind of like the same questions, and I decided to base this chit chat around the main questions that were asked, and the Q&A are going to be like the fun questions that you guys were asking, because you guys got me some good questions. So let's just get right into this chit chat. If you interested in this video, just keep watching and do not forget to like the video, girl. So let's just start off with my move. I get so many questions. Well, I've gotten so many questions about, will I move? Will I move to New York? Am I gonna buy a house? What are you doing with the moving situation? I regret telling you guys that I wanted to move, because I'm the type of person, I usually don't share things until it's complete, and I kind of like just jumped in and shared that because I was so excited. And looking back now, I can look back and say this: I asked God what he wanted for me, but I didn't wait for his answer. I kind of like asked, and I just kept going on with my plans, never really checking back to see if this is what he really wanted for me. And I started my move, saying I wanted to move and really put myself in the process of moving. I want to say 2020. From 2020 to 2021, every single thing that could possibly go wrong with me moving, nothing was working, and it was frustrating me. And that's when I was like, you know what, I'm about to just take a break. I don't have time for this. I'm taking a break. And I took a break from even thinking about moving, and I got into the place of asking God, what do you want from me? What do you want from me? He wasn't answering in my time, but I was like, I'm not about to keep trying and not on my own, so let me just wait for you. I promise you guys, I asked God for the whole year of 2021, where should I go? What do you want me to go? Send me wherever your provision will be. Wherever you're going to be, that's where I want to be. I don't want to go nowhere you don't want me to be. So help me make a choice, because every time I make a decision, it's not the best decision. So I'm going to wait for your answer. I've been praying this all 2021 up to today. God just answered that prayer last week. So he definitely showed me, I need you to understand, you can't move on your own time, sweetie. It is up to me. You have to collaborate with me. Yes, this is like a collaborative effort. You can't just be out here like, okay, God, what you want from me, but I'm gonna still do this on the side in case you just take too long. So he really showed me, in order for me to align with him, I had to surrender my plans, be uncomfortable, whatever needed to be to surrender what I wanted. I had to do that. So he just answered my prayers about the moving situation, and I finally have peace, because every situation that I was doing, I never had peace. Y'all, I even went to the extent of like, okay, since none of the apartments are working out, maybe it's like I shouldn't have an apartment. Let's just start looking for houses. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. Looking for houses, just the whole buying a house process, that is no freaking joke. And I cannot lie, the whole time I'm doing it, I'm like, okay, I don't have peace with this. I didn't have peace with any decision I was making, and that was frustrating me. So I just had to really realize a lot of things and just sit back, surrender what I wanted to see what God wanted for me. And it took a year for him to answer that prayer, but I'm just happy he answered the prayer. So yes, guys, I will be moving. I'm not going to be sharing the process of moving. I'm not going to be telling you guys where I'm moving, but when I do make the move, you guys will be the first to know. I'm not hiding it. You guys will definitely be the first to know. this is something that I just want to do on my own time without feeling like this pressure of when are you gonna do it, when are you gonna do it, when are you gonna do it. It's been a week, it's been 2 weeks, it's been a month, it's been 2 months. I want to do it on my own time, so I've decided to just keep this one to myself. So when it happens, you guys will be the first to know. So I hope that answers your question on the moving process. Now the next question that I kept getting a lot was about my personal development. What's going on with it? You don't share with us anymore. You don't talk about self-care Sundays. Self-care Sundays are not gone. They just are on hold right now, because right now I feel like with my personal development journey, I always go through seasons of it. You have highs and lows. Personal development is literally a journey, and I see so many people wanting this instant gratification when it comes to personal development. Like, you think you're just gonna just read all these self-help books, or you're gonna go to therapy and you're gonna just be like this amazing person. I feel like you guys see me now and you see the end result. You didn't see everything that it took for me to get here, and it took a lot. It took years and years and years and years and years. If we're being honest, at the age of 27, that's when I realized I didn't like the person I was. I didn't like the route I was going. I just didn't like me. I was very unhappy with me, and I just was like, God, he started pulling at me like, I want you to be better. So I started asking him, show me how I can be better, help me be better. Like, and I feel like when I got into the mindset of I want to be the highest version of myself, and I want to love myself on a level that if every single person leave me, I'm okay with me. I don't have to wait for you to go out to eat, because at that time I didn't know how to be by myself without feeling lonely. I hated the feeling of feeling lonely. One of my goals was I want to be alone and not feel lonely. I want to know that being by myself is enough. And if we're being honest, I did not like that feeling. I didn't like being single. I always felt like I had to be with a friend. Like, I always had to be with somebody. And I told myself, when you become single, which was very short after I decided, yeah, whatever. When I told myself, when I'm single, I'm gonna take this time, instead of looking at my singleness as a curse, because also I was going through the situation. I told you I didn't like to be alone. I didn't want to be single, and I was like, oh my God, in a couple years I'm gonna be 30. Who wants to be 30 and single? I'm gonna tell you now, if you're single, do what I did. I changed my perspective of singleness. I said, I'm not gonna look at my singleness as a curse. I'm not gonna look at it as, oh my God, like, you're single. No, I'm gonna look at my singleness as a blessing. I'm gonna use this time to really get to know myself, work on myself, go to the gym, and just become my best self. So from the age of 27 to now 29, y'all, I have literally put the work in. I'm talking about blood, sweat, and tears, a lot of tears, to get where I am today. So you guys see the not even the end result, because this is not even the ending, girl. This is just the beginning for me. I still have so many different versions of myself that I feel like at each age, I'm just gonna keep getting better and better, like fine wine, and just tapping into that. So I get so many questions about me sharing. I share my personal development on my platform because I feel like when I was going through some of the toughest times in my life, like literally at rock bottom, I would always go to YouTube and look for somebody. I want to hear how you made it out, sis. I want to see somebody, okay, if she could do it, I could do it. I didn't see anyone who looked like me. It was all these videos of how to be a bad bee, how to level up, how to glow up. It was nothing really telling you, you have to put in the work. It's not just going to be putting on makeup, going to get your nails done, and you're going to be the best version of yourself. You may look like the best version of yourself, but I feel like it starts inside. Let it be on the inside, and I want it to come out, because when I was trying to just cover up, it wasn't working. I was still unhappy. So putting in that work made me who I am today, and now I'm just in a more vulnerable place with my personal development, and sharing right now is just not an option. I share, but I don't overshare. I'll say that. I'm kind of like still learning about certain things and getting to know myself. A lot of things have been popping up and I'm like, oh wow, I didn't even see that. I feel like my perspective is changing on a lot of things, and right now I'm just in a place where I don't want to share. I feel like I give enough, but certain parts of me I'm just not giving. So that's what's up with my personal development. She's developing, girl. And y'all need to understand with personal development, when you hop on that journey, you need to understand you're gonna have good times, you're gonna have bad times. It's gonna be painful, and it's just gonna be times where you're like, oh my god, this is a hot ass mess, but it's worth it. I promise you. Push through. It is so worth it, because the person that you're gonna be when you look in a mirror, girl, and sometimes I just be like mind blown at myself. Like, you look in a mirror and literally see the woman that you prayed to be. I just be like, God, we did that. We did that. Okay, so if you're on your personal development journey, or you are entering into your personal development journey, girl, keep pushing. No matter how hard, no matter how uncomfortable it is, keep going. I promise you it will be worth it. All right, so the next question I got asked the most: are you dating? What about kids? What about marriage? Like, what's going on with your relationship status? Okay, guys, I am not dating. I'm not in a relationship, but right now I finally just entered into the space where I'm willing to go on dates. However, I don't know if I'm ready to give up my singleness, because this is I'm not going to be single forever. Like, I mean, I know that for a fact, girl. She's a catch, okay? She is the catch, big fish, okay? And I know I'm not gonna be single forever, and right now is the time for me to just be so selfish. Like, I can literally do whatever I want. I can pick up and go and do whatever I want. So I feel like I'm not rushing to be in a relationship. Yes, I'm willing to go on dates. That's about it right now. I don't think I'm ready to give up my singleness, because like I said, first of all, I was in a long-term relationship for a very long time, and in that relationship, I just saw certain things about myself that I needed to work on, and now that I've worked on them, my focus is like on to something totally different. Like, right now is the only time I can be fully selfish, and in this time I'm taking advantage of that. Like, I'm literally following my goals and watching my wildest dreams come true. So I'm not rushing kids, I'm not rushing marriage. It's gonna come when it comes. And yeah, that's just that on that. Like, I'm not dating, and even when I start dating, I can't lie, that's a part of my life that you may know I'm dating, but you may never see the person. There's a possibility, of very, very, very high chance, that you guys, even when I have kids, my kid will never see the internet. Like, it's not happening. I just feel like certain parts of me, I'm not gonna share. So I'm gonna just be honest. I'm not gonna share. Relationship status, I can share the status. I'm not gonna share my relationship. You probably would never see my partner unless you just see me out and about. And my kids will never see the internet, because no, not happening. So you guys will know, but I won't share that part of my life. So that's what's going on with my relationship status. Also, when I became single and my last relationship ended, I looked at that and I was like, okay, what did I do in this relationship that I feel like I could have done better? Like, I used it to reflect on myself and things that I wanted to work on. And now in this time of singleness, I feel like I've worked on so many different parts of me. Of course, I have a lot of other things to work on, but I'm giving myself credit for the things that I have worked on. And I feel like the person that I am now, I'll be better in a relationship than the girl who was in a relationship then. I feel like sometimes relationships can be a little distracting. And also, when it comes to me dating, I need somebody who's going to be very understanding. Like, because I understand in a relationship you have to compromise, you have to give, and you have to take. But the girl that I am right now, I'm not willing to compromise my goals, my dreams for nobody. Like, if you want to go on a vacation versus me go to Fashion Week, I'm sorry. The girl that I sit here today, we're going to have to push this vacation back, because I'm going to Fashion Week. Like, I have so many goals and dreams that I have to reach, and I just feel like I'm not willing to just be a wife, stay-at-home mom, or girlfriend. That's never been my vibe. Nothing to those girls that, you know, do what you do, but I love having my own. It's just like a certain level of oomph. I love that, having my own, okay? And I just gotta do me, and he needs to understand it. Now I'm not sitting here saying when I get in a relationship, like, the person has to be second, but I mean, you just need to understand I have goals and dreams, and that's not stopping for anyone. I'm not willing to compromise my goals or my dreams for anyone. And I just feel like men don't have to do it, so why should women do it? Like, girl, I'm just now living my best life, so child, he will come when he come, but until he come, I'm still going to be doing G. So now the last question that I got asked the most is, where do you see yourself in the future? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? What is your long-term goals? All of these things about, like, my future. when it comes to me, y'all, the past 10 years, I have put so many stipulations and so many like, okay, you have to do this by this age, you have to have this by this age. And now that I am my last couple months of being 20, I was so nervous. When I turned 29, y'all, I had so much anxiety because I'm like, oh my God, the next year I'm going to be 30 and my life doesn't look nothing the way I thought it should look or would look. I don't have the things that I thought you had to have this by 30, you have to be doing this by 30. I was freaking the hell out, I have to be honest. So literally the past couple months, I feel like, I'm gonna say the past couple months, I have literally feel like I had to break out of this box of what you should be doing at 30, what you should have at 30, what my life should look like at 30, because it's not gonna look like that. That's just what it is. And society also tells us that you have to have it all figured out at 30. At 30, if you don't have it all figured out, you a failure. But what I have come to realize, your 20s is the years where you're kind of like figuring it out. Early 20s, you make mistakes, you're figuring it out, you're falling, you're getting back up, you're falling, you're getting back up some more. And at the end of the 20s, you're like, oh wait, I'm not supposed to have it all by 30. Wow, 30s is just now like me feeling like getting into like a groove. Like, okay, I know who I am, I know what I want. Like the 20s, I was figuring out who I was just alone. So how the hell I'm gonna figure out who I am, what I want to do, and supposed to be making $1 million by 30? Okay, there's some people who out here doing it, but it ain't me. Okay, so I'm literally now learning, live on your own terms. Now that may not be for you, that's for me. So right now I'm just learning to live on my own terms and understand that I don't have to have it all. I don't have to have it all figured out. No, life is a journey. So like right now, the 20s, y'all, I beat myself up in my 20s because I just thought I was supposed to be doing all of these things. Not knowing the 20s is when you're figuring out who you actually are, okay? You're figuring out the things, the small things, like, okay, who am I? What do I like? What don't I like? You just now trying to find your purpose in life. And by 30, you're just kind of like getting in the flow of things. So leaving out of my 20s, entering into my 30s, I just want to be free and just live life like it is literally the last day. Each day I want to live like it's the last day. Instead of putting so much pressure on myself to do and be and have, I just want to embrace where I'm at right now, appreciate where I'm at, understand that I won't be here forever and you're gonna move and go through ups and downs, but don't put that pressure on yourself to be like, yeah, you made it here, but you could have better, you could be doing better. No, because sometimes we look around and it feels like the world is passing us by. Everybody is just happy and just passing us by, not knowing that you are, especially if you are doing everything in your power to do what you need to be doing. You are right where you're supposed to be. Like, it's your journey, okay? And I wish I would have knew that, because I feel like I would have kind of like breathed more in my 20s. I'm just now starting to breathe. I mean, damn, I just started really figuring out who I am and walking in purpose at the age of 27. So the past 3 years, I'm just now starting to be like, oh, this is how this life thing works. And I still don't got it all figured out. I'm sure I don't. I'm just kind of like getting in the groove of it. But I don't know. This year, my goal is to lean into anything I'm afraid of. Instead of running from all of my fears, push against them, lean into them, just take leaps, and also live on my own terms. Just because everybody at the age of 30, they're married with kids, have a house, that's not what I want right now. If we're being honest, I kind of want to just like, if it was up to me, if we've been honest, I would literally pack up my whole life, put it in storage, and just travel for a whole year. I feel like this world is just so much to see, so much to do than what we see every day. And at the age of 30, no, I thought I would be married with kids, probably settle down at a house. And right now, if we've been honest, I couldn't even imagine living that life. Like, God knew what he was doing when he told me no, it wasn't time. Listen, sis, when God tell you no, he is protecting you, okay? Because I remember asking God, okay, God, I want to be married, I want to have kids, I'm ready to buy a house. Girl, this was like early 20s. I couldn't imagine that right now. I don't feel like I would be the woman I am or doing the things that I'm doing if I would be married and having kids. Not saying that those things are like a bad thing, but I just have so many other things to accomplish before I just, okay, now I'm ready to do those things. And I don't feel like it would be fair for me to have a kid right now and be on the go the way I am now. Like, it's just not, you know, ideal. So right now I'm just learning to live life on my own terms, at my own speed, in my own lane, and don't put so much pressure and beat myself up to live up to other people's standards, or even the standards that I put on myself, because sometimes I have to check myself, like, sis, just because you're not going to have it, you may not have it at 30, but maybe you'll have it at 35. You may not have it at 35, but you'll have it at 40. I don't believe that your age should define where you should be in life, if that makes any sense. And I put a lot of rules and regulations on, okay, by the age of 30, I need to be doing this, and this. Child, rude awakening, because we sitting here now and I'm just trying to be 30 with a flat stomach, okay? And just drink water, eat vitamins, and just work out, like, consistently. Child, I can't worry about nothing else, okay? And yeah, so this right here is just a word for somebody out there beating themselves up for what they don't have, where they're not. Sis, take your time and do it on your own timing. Do not put that type of pressure on yourself because of social media. Social media will literally have you thinking that your life, you ain't nothing, you ain't doing nothing, you ain't gonna never be nothing. It's not true. Everybody posts the highlights, even me. Y'all don't see when I'm falling apart and having a horrible day on Instagram. No, we post the good, okay? So just take your time, okay? Take your time. Do it on your own time and live out loud the best way that you feel is best for you. Do what makes you happy. It is not other people's life. It's your life, okay? Don't let other people dictate who you are or what you're gonna do in your life, if that makes any sense. All right, girlfriends, so that's all that I have for this video. I really wanted to do this like chit chat version of the Q&A because these are the questions that I kept getting asked, and I feel like when we jump into the Q&A, I didn't want to keep answering the same question over and over. So that's why I did the sit down Q&A for the questions that you guys asked the most. Now the next video would be Q&A with like other questions that you guys had that I feel like they're so good, y'all. So if you're interested in that video, stay tuned. It should be at the next video after this video. So yeah, girl, I appreciate you girls watching. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead, give it a big thumbs up, and I will see you girls in the next video.